More than 11,000 TV and movie writers are on strike. The new streaming era has been great for so many new ways to watch things, but the writers say it has made for it harder to make a living. So for now, the lights on set, well, they're turning off and new productions are being halted. Insiders say writers and the big entertainment companies are weeks away from reaching a deal.
It's the Late Show.
Your favorite late night shows will likely go dark tonight now that 11,000 union writers have walked off the job.
These are our writers, and I'll stick myself in there because I'm WGA too, and they're so important to our show.
Following months of negotiations, the Writers Guild of America went on strike at midnight, ordering its members to put down their pencils and take up picket signs. The major issue, compensation. The union says writers are making less money in the age of streaming, while companies like Amazon, Disney, Netflix, and CBS's parent company Paramount are flourishing. Studios say their budgets are maxed out.
We're sort of at an existential crisis where we're creating all of this creative product that these companies are making billions of dollars off of, yet we're not getting paid a very, very small percentage of that.
Writers are also concerned about the use of artificial intelligence.
AI is potentially terrifying, and they should have some sort of regulations to prevent chat from replacing us.
So right away, late night talk shows stop and go into reruns. A new episode of Saturday Night Live is not expected to air this weekend. Anything already written and produced can be released, but if this strike lasts more than a few weeks, your favorite shows may be delayed this fall.
A lot of shows have just ended their seasons. It is May, which is generally the time that the traditional TV season ends. But a lot of writers' rooms were about to go back to work for next fall. So there could be a big delay in the fall TV programming lineup, especially at the traditional networks. The streamers have a little more shows that are in their back pocket and on the shelf. So it may take a little longer for the impact to be felt over there.
As for how long it could last, industry reporters say it could be a while. The longest Writers Guild strike was back in 1988. It lasted 5.5 months. The most recent strike, though, was back in 2007. Writers were off the job for about 3 months. The issues during the last strike were pretty similar. They focused on a better pay and more money from DVD sales. They also wanted pay set for writers on what was called new media. Those were shows and movies being made for the internet, which would eventually develop into those streaming services. Now, striking is not anything new. Workers have done it for decades as a way to bargain and to make change in their workplace.
So strikes are one of the main tactics that unions and other labor formations have used historically in the United States as a means to bargain collectively with their employers. And so even though strike sounds like a scary thing, it's actually a very American tactic that goes all the way back to the earliest, labor guilds and apprenticeships. And then, the modern strike really started to take off with the formation of the Congress of Industrial Unions in the 1930s, where you saw lots of massive strikes on steel and auto and other industries.
One of those big strikes in the 1930s was the textile worker strike. Workers walked off the job in 1934 in all parts of the southern U.S., including right here in North Carolina. 65,000 workers stayed home, shutting down mills all across our state. They only returned to work after urging by then President Roosevelt. There were also tobacco worker strikes in Winston-Salem.
FTA Local 22, they took on American tobacco. They took on these huge tobacco industry companies and succeeded in bringing in a union and, reversing racist policies of employment and seniority, as well as raising wages and getting better health conditions for all of the employees.
Well, fast forward to today, and workers are still making their voices known. Just this week, American Airlines pilots started picketing, warning that they are willing to strike as they negotiate a new contract and push for changes.
When we as pilots leave for a trip, we have no idea when we may be coming back. Our trips can get canceled, we can get changed, we can get moved all around the system. We get flown into our days off. We have very few protections. So probably one of the biggest things that our pilots are trying to seek is quality of life as it pertains to our scheduling issues.
Teacher pay is a big reason we often see strikes. Teachers in Oakland, California made signs and got ready to strike less than a month before the end of the school year. They've been pushing for raises as they work on a new contract. Those negotiations are still underway right now, but if a new deal is not reached, 3,000 teachers will be on strike tomorrow. So better pay, scheduling, more certainty about work, these are all reasons employees choose to strike. At the end of the day, experts say there is one thing that is at the heart of all of these strikes.
What's essential about striking workers is dignity on the job, right? That all work has dignity. And as a result, it's not just about wages, right? It's about being respected.
In New York and LA, writers say they'll be on the picket lines until they feel that they get the pay and the respect that they deserve.